All right, welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to Red Blow Gaming. If you like what we do, don't forget, like, subscribe, keep up to date with all content posted. It's good to be back, and today we will quickly be going over again some more painting. So we're just going to attach a few more lots of black, maybe a couple of extra layers on some already painted models, and look at where we want to change up or increase the black on a few other models. So got my brush ready. I've got my black Templar contrast paint sitting there, and let's get into it. So again, we're just going to get some more on this stealth suit head. Get some black in there. Just try and darken up his face a little bit more. It had dried and set, which we had expected it to do. And as contrast paint dries, it because of how easy it is to go on, it's very opaque. It doesn't stay extremely dark. So sometimes, in the terms of types of black, you need to go a couple of layers. I'm unsure personally as to where else I wish to paint black on this model. I've been having a long, hard think about it. I do like the white pinstripe on there, or where the white has been striped through for the panel lining. Sorry, the black panel line. We've got the white and the black together, but I really feel like the models are missing something, and I'm not 100% sure where I wish to go with them. So if anyone has any suggestions on where else we should be looking to really darken up, give these models a bit of contrast in terms of color variation, let me know where else. The theme is intentionally supposed to be black and white. They are definitely meant to resemble stormtroopers. That was the whole point of when I originally painted this army, is that I have some models that are reverse stormtrooper color technically. You remember the good old Grand Moff Tarkin with his grey uniform? Well, we have some black and grey Pathfinders away in a box. But there is definitely some out there that need to be painted. And as we are looking for other models, the rest of the stealth suit seems to have gone walkabouts. We've got the things, but these legs, I liked the way in which the panel lining turned out on them, but I do actually feel like I might paint their feet black completely. I was contemplating painting them black from here down and then dry brushing silver over it. I might give it a go. We'll start with this one. We won't work on... Just going to work on the lower part of the leg. I don't want to go any higher than really this area. And maybe the one coat before we... And I'm going to go the whole leg and foot. Even though we panel lined, which, now seems like a waste of time. But that was really a trial to see how it would turn out in terms of what I wanted from the colour scheme. So now I think this black leg idea, just get in there. As you can see, get the black on. This black leg idea might actually turn out a better look than what I had anticipated. And as I said, we will go after it with a silver dry brush, just to try and make it look more like, give it more of a metallic feel. It might actually help the idea in my head, the color scheme, might actually assist me in giving me something that I'm comfortable with when I look at them. And as for that, the contrast is not really going to work on the back of this where it's unpainted. It's more just pushing it around till it's in a spot where I'm happy to change the legs. Now I may actually, while I'm going, I may actually just paint this as well, like so. There we go. So we'll move over onto the second leg, which is knelt down. So this may be a little bit easier, a little bit different to put contrast on, because we don't exactly want that front knee pad, which is kneeling down, to be contrasted. We want that to stay, or to have contrast paint, we want that to stay white. So we'll just poke the contrast through, working it on every surface, just along here, and we'll see what we think. So I'm getting the feeling that I'm like already just seeing the way that first leg has come through, the breakup in the white versus the black. Well, the black versus the white. I just feel like it's just changing the depth and tone slightly of the model, which is what I was really gunning for with a discussion around changing the colour, because we don't want, again, this section of the model, which is pointing upwards, also black. We get in there. Let's put the model down slightly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost done with this. Obviously there's a little bit going on in there, which I'm going to attempt to deal with. But now done so, I just want to take off the black where I've possibly overstepped. Done. Look, now we can just poke this together for a second. Maybe if he wants to behave himself. Definitely think the black works better on the legs there. We will take the model apart again, sit upside down so we can dry. Again, we'll work on another layer on this end of the broadsides gun here, and I am definitely contemplating painting this black a lot further down the barrel, but I'm unsure again exactly how well that will turn out in terms of what I'm foreseeing versus what's actually going to happen. And black over white can take a couple of coats, even though they are, black is a very dark colour compared to white. Again, as you can see, this has already had one coat over it, and it's not completely blocked out in terms of white still coming through, and that is because, as I said before, contrast paints are very opaque. They're washed down. They're a lot duller than if you were painting with a standard like Abaddon black. If I was running Abaddon black into this, it would be a lot darker straight away, but doesn't matter. His gun will sit off. There we go. And I guess these guys been dry brushed. I cannot remember. No, they haven't. There's a couple of guys that have been dry brushed, but I don't know where they got to. So we might move on to again. We're gonna have to dry brush a few things. We've got Commander Shadow Sun here. It's time for a second coat of black on her blasters. As we can see, just getting the colour really onto the blasters itself, breaking up that white being able to take that colour and work it around the gun, top, bottom and sides. And one side down. We might have to actually, sorry, we're just going to go a little bit more. There we go. One side down, we spin around and we'll do the other side, same deal. Plan is to get the model, hopefully everyone can see what I'm doing while I'm yammering along here. Get the model coloured where we want the black. I'm being very patient, trying to work the brush around without really hitting anything that I don't want black. And then we move around. And again, just work our way around the gun. Now we've got the model upside down, and we can work at getting all of the black pulled onto the model nicely. And there we go. 2 layers on her flechette launchers. Now again, I'm unsure as to whether I want to, and I'm probably just going to do this because I'm in the mood right now to do it. But I'm going to paint the inner of the helmet of Commander Shadow Sun here, which is going to be very difficult without getting black everywhere. I'm going to paint it black. Now I probably really should be going to a smaller brush, but I'm going to trust my finger skills. Sounds a bit rough. And there we go. Now again, I really want to paint some of these leg panelings black. I may just go in here where it's the leg is kinked back and treat it like it's a Space Marine and paint it black in here. Which would again break up some of that colour disparity we've got with the stark white. Just trying ever so slightly not to make any mistakes, because normally I'm very heavy-handed with a brush. And I'm trying to learn to be a lot more softer and gentler when I'm painting. But yeah, look, maybe we switch around and we might paint these hoofs black as well, similar to the broadside, but just trying different things in terms of breaking down the colour, just really trying to break up all the white on the model, because we have a lot of white on this, because we primed these models white. There's a lot of white. I'm going to need to give this pot another shake so I can get some more in that top there. Excuse the gangly hands moping about. There we go. Oops. Lovely. Now we can get in and really aim to get this. Might just take it all out to that ball. What do we reckon? Come around the back here. I'm just going to go the whole bottom of the shoe. Section there. Get some more black on our brush. We'll wait for that to dry, and again, hope that we've not gone too wild, and we'll do the same down here where it meets the rock. The rock isn't such a big issue. I can get away with painting onto that rock and possibly spoiling it slightly. We just want to get all the bottom section of that hoof. There we go. Painted black. And there we have it. Again, a little bit of change, a bit of adjustment, which means that maybe I want to do the same on these stealth suits here to break up some of this colour. I'm just going to start messing with sections. I might paint this section here, as long as I can keep it nice and neat. I might paint this section here, which has turned out that big, which is fine. But again, this is what we're here for. A touch of trial and error. Okay, and then again, same deal. Let's paint these hooves up to that section there. Shoes, hooves, who knows what they actually are on these guys. They're a strange towel. Strange characters. Strange as can be. No one knows what they're supposed to be, what they're not supposed to be. There's always gags, the fish people. And we'll just get in the back here, and again we'll run all the way around. This section. Same on both models. Just to break up the white so that there's something should give us some separation in colour. One down, one to go. And then, you know what, we're going to call this the end of this video, and we will move on to the next one. We did a short to get you two lovely people to vote for us on what we should build next. The vote is still out. When the short went up, it was looking at 50%. No one could make a decision on whether or not we were building crisis suits or a tower commander. Now, either way, both need to be built. But I thought I would provide the community with the ability to choose as a bit of a laugh. Well, not really a laugh, just to get your input, make you feel like you're contributing, which you guys are massively contributing. Questions, answers, comments, likes and subscribe, the following, the followers I've got. Everyone is contributing and I appreciate it greatly. There we go. We have painted the 3 bits and pieces. I'm really not sure as to what I'm doing with... I actually do know that I'm going to paint. I have a feeling like I want to paint all of this barrel from here forward. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just get in and... Sorry, while we're talking, we'll get in and... we'll get all of this barrel painted black on both guns, because why do one without doing the other? And then, as I was saying, we'll look at what model we are going to build next. So, yeah, guys. Just trying to get down the end there without actually doing any damage to other parts around the gun. Not trying to put the black in a spot where I don't want it. But there we have it. Some colour added to the towel. That possibly this gun might be a little bit harder to paint than the other one because of that head and antenna that are in the way slightly, which is definitely going to make life very difficult and very interesting, but we will figure it out. As I said, see, we have figured it out marvelously. Go around. And there we go. Again, just some quick painting. Bit of change of pace, something different. But peace out. Enjoy.